So in this video, we are going to look at probability formulas. In this case, we are going to look at formulas that can help us to solve most of probability questions. So the first formula we're going to talk about is 1. The probability of an event A is equal to n of A over n of x, which means the number of successful outcome over the number of possible outcome. Second formula that we should know is that the probability of an event not occurring is equal to 1 minus the probability of that event occurring. And also, we should note that the probability of an event A should be less than or equal to 1 always. Let's move on to some interesting probability formulas. So, finding the probability of A without A occurring without the occurrence of B, with that formula, what you're going to do is that it's going to be probability of A minus the probability of A intersection B. Let's move on. For the fifth formula, we're going to establish that we finding the probability of A occurring or B occurring, we're going to have it to be A probability of A occurring plus probability of B occurring minus the probability of A and B occurring. So in this case, you are finding the probability of A or B occurring, then you are going to use this formula. Now the sixth one is you find the probability of A and B occurring. So the probability of A and B, which is the intersection, occurring, with this it is or and this is NB occurring, we're going to have it to be the probability of A plus probability of B minus the probability of A or B occurring. Let's move on. With the seventh one, what you're going to concentrate on is that we finding for disjoint set, only for disjoint set, finding the probability of A or B or C occurring, we are going to have that probability of A plus the probability of B plus the probability of C, only for disjoint set. Let's move on to we finding the probability of A or B occurring. We have another formula which is 1 minus the probability of A or B not occurring, and we can express this as 1 minus what? Probability of A not occurring or B not occurring, and in that case we can still use this formula. Let's look at the ninth one. We finding the probability of A or B or C occurring, and for this one it's not for disjoint, and this simply it's satisfy the De Morgan's rule, which is that you're going to have the probability of A plus the probability of B plus the probability of C minus the probability of A intersection B minus the probability of A intersection C minus the probability of B and C occurring plus the probability of A and B and C occurring. So this is De Morgan's rule, and this is it. If they ask you to find the probability of A or B or C occurring, this is what you're going to simplify it to. The 10th rule is that we're finding that the probability of B occurring without A occurring, the formula is going to give you the probability of B minus the probability of B and A occurring.